Gentle parenting is not gentle if your nervous system is in freeze. Any softness or gentleness that requires a mom to engage in self-abandonment or self-erasure does not create safety in the kid and in the home. It actually creates confusion, which is harmful and actually violent. Gentleness isn't just a tone of voice. Trust me when I say that sensitive and intense kids, they're not really going to remember the strategy that you used in a moment. What they're going to remember is your state. How were you showing up? What was your presence like? What did it feel like? And parenting from a dysregulated body, even if there's an overlay of gentle or calm words, is still passing on a stressed state. It's just kind of in prettier packaging. Self-betrayal, self-abandonment is the sneakiest, most insidious kind of violence. And our kids, they can feel it. They're sensitive, they're intense, they're taking in tone of voice, body language, probably picking up on the muscle tension, the clenched jaw, even though you're saying nice words. And so, as a mom, if you are constantly overriding your body's signals, suppressing your own needs in the name of peace, in the name of like having an orderly, compliant house, your system gets worn down. It gets brittle. At one point, I remember I was so trying to be calm when I wasn't. My skin felt like it was buzzing. It felt like it was electrified. And that feels terrible. And parenting from that place feels nearly impossible. Of course, my kids were sensing that and feeling that. Look, I was doing my best. But once you become conscious of this, the idea is we need to acknowledge that this cannot be the answer. And worst of all, if your kids are feeling it, there is this modeling almost that being a mom, being a parent, being in a loving interaction with another person means self-abandonment, means that you need to give up your comfort, means that you need to abandon your needs for the sake of love, for the sake of the relationship, for the sake of keeping things calm and orderly. Nothing about that is gentle. Nothing. That is just martyrdom in disguise. Now, most parenting models were really built for ideal nervous systems, not, frankly, real overwhelmed moms in the sometimes chaotic households of sensitive and intense families. That type of household needs a parenting and a parent-child structure that has plenty of space for big emotions, imperfection, the ability to repair, and just real life human bodies that are having to pass through sometimes very dramatic states of anger, frustration, grief, and bodies that need rest from all of that. And your sacred authority, your sacred role as a parent, I invite you to think that it's not always about performing peace and calm 24/7. It's really being regulated enough in your nervous system to choose it and act in it intentionally. Your child's safety, for better or worse, starts with yours. So any parenting model, gentle parenting included, that ignores in any way the fact that us moms are getting depleted, it's like planting flowers in dry soil. Like they're not going to grow. The flowers are not going to grow, at least in any way that's beautiful and lovely. But as a mom, when you are rested, when your body is respected by you primarily, but everyone else ideally, when you protect your body and your nervous system, everything that you offer from that place grows exponentially, is even that more powerful. So it's not about being gentle at all costs. It's not about being calm at all costs. That is the key. It's about being true, and it's about being real, and it's about teaching your kids how, through modeling, how to live in alignment, not just trying to avoid conflict, not just trying to get the peace and order at all costs. No, it's about modeling regulation. It's about co-regulation. It's about modeling boundaries. It's about modeling self-care. It's about modeling repair. It's about modeling what it's like to, to be frustrated and to stop mid-sentence and be like, I need to take a breath. And then start again. That is not failure. That is soulful leadership in action, friends. So if 24/7 calm isn't the goal and gentleness alone, especially performed gentleness, isn't enough, then the question becomes like, what actually helps sensitive, intense kids feel safe? Check out the video that I did on trying not to fix your child, but understanding them, and I'll see you over there.